I forgot to fix that from last week. Sorry, guys.
So
But
what's the issue with it?
it was a rendering thing. I'll fix it for next week. It's just the background and it doesn't
It
show up.
goes it goes black
It goes a
halfway
little
through.
it goes a little black. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. My apologies. Been a busy week, but we're here. It's Tuesday. It's 6:30 on the west coast of our lovely little slice of earth, and this is episode 17 of Paper and Plastic. I'm your host, Pop and Sloth. I've got my good friend Dr. Plagus with me, and we're joined with a very very special guest. You know him. We talk about him every single week. It's our good sponsor, our loyal supporter, Imperial Comics. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey guys, how's it going?
It's going
Yeah.
well. It's going well. I'm just gonna kick up your mic a little bit here. Alrighty. And for those who don't know Imperial, he's he's a madman in the comic book industry. Uh, he's slanging books like there's no tomorrow. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your story? I guess.
My story's long, man. I don't know if you want to hear it, but just a normal breakdown is I sell comics and I love what I do, and yeah. If you want a lot more details than that, I can start from the beginning, but that might take like 5 minutes.
I mean, no. I mean, part of this conversation, I want to get to know you and what you do, and some of the stuff I've seen you post over the last couple days specifically. Uh, I know has been seems like some really exciting stuff. Um,
Yes, it's exciting and scary at the same time, but yeah. So
and am I correct in you've got a new office space?
yeah, there you go. Yeah, so the office I'm in right now is not my office. I'm just renting out a room, and I have the back room too. But this office is all mine. So I will have so much space to do so many more things, and I'm bringing over one employee for now. If you're in the Fort Worth area, hit me up. I'm going to need someone else. But hopefully, I just want to keep it to me and maybe two other people and see if we can get a lot of stuff done here. But it's a lot of work. Even just moving in there is, it's not fun, man. You might see all those boxes. We haven't even cleared out the other warehouse unit yet. So, I don't know. We're gonna try to fit all the boxes in that back area that the video starts off with. So we're gonna have a lot more racks in there, a lot more books. There's actually two other rooms in that space. I kind of go point to the back there. To the right, there's another room and another kitchen space. So there's a lot of room back there. That room is 3,300 square feet, and then this one is 15. So I got lots and lots of space, and I'm really excited. I got a beautiful, beautiful deal on this. The guy I'm working with, his name is Bill. He's actually friends with the guy who owns the building, so I got a little nice connection in that regards. And so at first we went through the building and didn't really see anything that made sense. And he's like, okay, well let's look at the first floor stuff. And first floor, if y'all have ever done anything with building rentals, you know that's always way more expensive. You're like, okay, well we'll look at it. But we walk in, and I don't know if I have the picture still, but that first room right there was like apocalyptic looking. I jokingly, when I walked in there, said it looked like a set from the Walking Dead show. It was so bad. And so we paid a contractor to go in there and fix it up. And so that's actually not one unit; that's two units. So
Wow.
what they did is we paid that same contractor to put a door in the wall, which he did that in 30 minutes, by the way. I've never seen someone put up a door so fast. So he literally cut a hole in the wall, threw some wood up there, put the little things on the side, and painted it and called it a day. And I mean, it looks good enough to me. So we combined two units, and man, I have so many fun ideas. I've My biggest thing with this is I want people to come say hi. That's so if you're in the North Texas area or if you're just passing by, just stop by, say hi. I want to have more interactions with you guys. I've just this year I've been going to a lot more shows. I've met so many people that I've known for like a year or two and finally met them in person, and I'm just really solidifying some of these relationships. I think that's probably my favorite thing about selling comics and having the business actually is just the relationships that I've gotten to build. Like, Dr. Plagueis here is obviously one of the more close relationships I feel like I have with a lot of people. Me and him have done a lot over the years. He's bought for me a lot over the years. He's got some really great deals from me. I've gotten some really great deals from him too. So we kind of trade back and forth, I think. And
Yeah.
yeah, so like Mr. Mayhem Manny, like he was downsizing his collection. I drove friggin' 10 hours there, met his wife and kid, and had dinner with them, and
Oh
then
wow.
I picked up his collection, then drove in the same setting 10 hours back. So that was a really long day. But like, see, it's just stuff like that where it's like I knew him for 2 years up until that, and it's such a privilege to have the opportunity to get to meet new people and build those relationships, and I'm just so grateful.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how far when you were talking about needing some help. I was gonna ask how far Manny was from you because I'm sure you could get him for some
Yeah.
pretty cheap labor, maybe even comics.
Oh my. Yeah,
But yeah,
pay him in comic books. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
I bet
well,
he'd
yeah,
totally be it.
he's uh, I don't know if anyone knows this, but Texas is pretty darn big, man.
Yeah, yeah.
If you drove from like the two farthest points, you can make it a 15-hour drive through the state. So I mean, like I think you could actually pick two different spots and make it longer. So I mean, you can really stretch Texas out.
Yeah.
The only way to make Texas like a 2-hour drive through is if you're going straight through the top.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, and even then, that's more like probably like 2.5 hours. So I don't know. I go to Austin and Houston frequently. Like I just picked up a big collection in Houston. That was 65 short boxes. That was, oh man, got a decent deal on that one. Paid probably a little bit more than I should have, but that's how it usually is. But
Yeah.
decent collection. Had some fun going through that. But I'm all over Texas all the time, so I don't. It doesn't even bother me anymore.
Hmm.
I was gonna kind of after watching that video, my first thought was like where do you even like? That's so much inventory. Like
Yes.
where, like just how? Like how do you manage it? How do you move it? Like, is your back okay?
No.
Yeah.
My back is still sore. We're actually taking a few day break right now because we were just a week straight just moving boxes and setting stuff up, and we all looked at each other like, nah, we need to take a few days off. So I needed to because I was like behind on some packages, and I was like a week behind on pulling story claim books. I'm just like over here like, oh my, how do I even do this? So I'm like, just give me a few days. I finally caught up a little bit. I still like after last night the whatnot stream, I have like 57 orders to pack. I'm like trying to price story claims out. I haven't even sent invoices from the last Sunday night stream, so
Wow.
it's a struggle.
Yeah, when
So
I
I just
started doing sales kind of with the recipe that you've created, I just gained so much more respect for what you do because, I do it at my most, I'll do it, once or twice a week, but even now I've been pretty inconsistent with it. And it's just like, going back and pulling those books
easy.
and making sure you got all the right books for the right people and keeping those divided so that, one person's doesn't get mixed with the other person's. And
Yeah,
I'm a tiny little operation, you're doing this every night. And I'm just like, I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know how you
It's
could do it, but
it's
definitely,
really it's really hard, man. I'm not gonna lie. I
yeah.
don't want to make it sound like it's the hardest thing in the world, but like um 90 books a night, and I broke the streak like a few days ago, but I don't know if you saw. I did 31 days straight of brand new books every single day. So
That's crazy.
that was my big thing. It's like I'm gonna do a month. I sat in front of the mirror. I'm like I'm gonna do 30 days straight of
Yeah.
brand new books, and I did it. I hit 31 days, and I was like, I literally I accidentally missed the this 30 seconds because I fell asleep. I had been up
Uh,
for like 2.5 days slinging comic boxes, and I was just like, I literally I fell asleep on the floor. Like I was just so tired. Um, And yeah, and I woke up and realized that I was like, oh, yep, guess I'm not doing story claims tonight. So darn.
Yeah.
Thank you for the way you ship books. I was really impressed with that. Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah,
That's
you're
another
great.
thing that's really time consuming.
Great
I do.
packager as
I am
well.
paying
Yeah.
for someone that. Yeah, I am paying someone to do that now, because that was getting really out of hand. Because what would happen is like you would do everything, and then it'd be like a few days gone by, and then you like, oh my god, I have 60 orders that have to go out. And the way I do shipping is like every order takes like 20 minutes.
Mm.
Okay, so it's like it's literally a full time job to do the shipping. It just is. So when I was doing it, it was like staying up all night, and you'd get like half of them done. So I mean, I finally was just like, okay, it's time to bring in some help. So um,
That's good.
it took them a second because I'm very meticulous on what I want it to be like. But
Mhm.
she's finally gotten it down, and yeah, thank. Like, I was like, the amount of time I'm saving from that is exponential. But now the whatnot stuff, I'm doing the whatnot orders until we can get all that settled down. Then I'll probably
Yeah.
implement that into it. But
It's really impressive too
crazy.
because a while back you were previously partnered with another company, and then
Yep.
before you
I can
had
go into that if you
kind of
want.
announced anything, you had hit me up to create your logo and kind of just gave me
Oh
a,
yes.
a rundown of what was
That,
going on. And that was
uh-huh.
probably only like what, about 6 months ago? How long have you been
Yeah.
doing this
It's about
with the Imperial
5 or 6
brand?
months. Yeah, I can actually go into that if you want. That's I guess that's my story. Is there a
Yeah.
chat outside or? I don't want to make sure. I'm not getting any questions or anything. I don't want
No,
to
not
ignore
at the
anybody.
moment. I'll let you know if anything
Okay,
comes up.
cool. Yeah, I was about to say I'm not trying to ignore anybody. Okay, well I'll do the brief version of the story. How deep do we want to go here?
We
Let's
don't
do
have to
this
go
first.
too deep.
Okay, the simple version. I had a high school sweetheart. Her dad was Dave. Dave was really into
Oh,
comics. I was really into Lego. My partner with the Lego stuff kind of just dropped me. He said he just didn't want to do it with me anymore. And I get it because he's in Florida, but we're still friends to this day. And so I was like just distraught from that, and I was like, oh man. And I had a lot of knowledge about how to sell stuff on Instagram and run Instagram sales. So Dave approaches me September of, oh geez, what's that? 2022, I believe. And then I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll do it for a few months just until. So I was going to do my own Lego thing, which I technically still have, but it's sitting in my garage right now. Um, so we get it going, and like we were making like nothing for like the first few months. Like we just couldn't get anything going. We rebranded like 3 times in 6 months. Um, we kept the same name as Spider Dude Comics, which Dave is still selling. I would encourage y'all to check him out. Still, he has the website up and stuff. And yeah, so we went and went and went, and we were starting to pick up steam and just focusing on the core values that I still hold today. And I guess, if you even want to go as far as to say my success has definitely been from, I think, building kind of really strong customer service, making sure that the shipping is really nice. I've always been a big believer, I think, from football. I played quarterback,
Mhm.
so I think my coaches were always very big on drilling into us, specifically, I think, in the position of quarterback, which was that the little details matter. If you've ever played football, or if you've ever thrown, or if you've even thrown a football before, you'll know that even just little itty bitty things can make such a big difference in your performance. Um, and so, like, it's important to have those small little things so you can have the big things. I've always truly believed that. And so, I think right now I've definitely struggled with how do you maintain, just to bridge a little bit, how do you maintain keeping those small details at the standards that you want to have them when you're trying to grow your business, is really hard, because you have to place certain expectations on the people that are helping you, you don't want to seem overbearing or you don't want to seem super strict, but you want to make sure that there's guidelines and they're being followed. And I mean, it's just time consuming at the end of the day. And most and I would say I'm pretty business minded. If you looked at it from an outside perspective, a lot of things that we do, you would probably sit there and go, "Why are you doing this? This is not making you any money. This is it's a waste of time." And for me, I'm like, no, I think this is why I'm in the position I'm in right now is because of these things. So I would explain it like that. So we took that philosophy for months and months and months, and we started to build like one guy at a time. Really, it's kind of how it went. We would just keep adding one customer after another, and it was like my mission to just keep a customer, right? Like once we got a customer, it's like, okay, now we got to keep them around, and like
Yeah.
so now I've been doing it for a few years. I know some people go through like they'll buy for really strong for a few months, they'll disappear for like 6 months, and they'll come back out of nowhere, and it's just like this repeating cycle, and I'm fine with it. I'm just glad that they come back
Hmm.
afterwards. Um, but yeah, so I think Dave and I were in it for a little over 2 years, and so we his daughter and I ended up going our separate ways, which was pretty tough. I won't go too much into that, but uh, girlfriend's dad, ex-boyfriend, working together. We still lasted about 9 months, man. So
Oh wow.
so after that, we just were very mature about it, and just still had great respect for each other, and we were able to make the business work. I would say we didn't go our separate ways because of that. We kind of went our separate ways more on the philosophy of the business itself. Um, Again, I was kind of talking about the struggles of maintaining a business that's starting to grow a little bit. We had some disagreements in that regard, which caused us to kind of go our separate ways. It was my decision to walk away. About a week after that process, I ended up buying him out. So all the inventory I'd pretty much bought and all that stuff. So
Oh
um,
wow.
that's kind of what ended up happening. But he's still doing his own thing. I would again, y'all go check him out. Great guy. He's got really great quality as well. That's Spider Dude Comics again. But yeah, so then, but the funny story that he was alluding to, Mr. Plagueis, 2 weeks before anyone knew anything was going on. I think this was like around Thanksgiving last year. Um, I'm like messaging him, like trying to be all secretive, and like, hey, can you like not tell anyone about this? I don't want anyone to freak out. Um, and so it's like, hey, I need a logo, which he designed my awesome logo, by the way. I need some stickers. I need a few things from you here. And my man delivered. He delivered on time with quality. Okay, wouldn't recommend him more. I just placed another big order with you. What for like 10,000 flyers and
Yeah.
like what a few thousand stickers and a few posters. I
Yeah.
mean, hopefully I'm your number one supporter over here.
Well, yeah, it's
um,
3,000 stickers because you added that
Oh, yep,
secondary.
yep, yep.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
we got to
which
work
we're
on.
being secretive about that until that comes out.
Yeah. Yeah, it
That'll
was
be
tough
that's
to
gonna be
keep the
exciting.
secret because, a lot of the guys in the Imperial chat, me and Manny are pretty close. We talk,
Mhm.
on a weekly basis. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was like, and then once it came out, me and Manny are having our little personal side conversation. We're like, well, I don't know what's going on. Who do we follow? Feels like mom and dad are getting a divorce type of situation. But
That's
and
horrible.
no disrespect to Dave,
Yeah.
but I
No,
think
no, you're fine.
once you kind of got things up and running with yours, it kind of became clear who was really, doing a lot of the work over there at the other company. And so, naturally, I think most of us gravitated towards you because it's like nothing really changed other than the logo. But aside from that, the look is
I would
kind of
agree.
that same look, and it feels like what we'd all been following for all these years. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm really happy for your successes. I'm really grateful for, the work that you bring me personally, as well as the support you give us in our very first show. I mean, we hadn't even done one show, and you were reaching out, wanting
Yeah, I
to.
was like, I heard your announcement. Like, how do I get in on this, man?
Yeah,
It's like, what do I need to pay for? What do I need to do? Like, just
sure.
get me on board, man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Well, your words mean. I mean, I'm being genuine about this. It really means the world to me. I love hearing that. Again, I love Dave, but that was our difference in philosophies. There would be some cases, and I will just say it how it kind of was. Is Dave was having a rough year, um, and he and his dad passed away. So I was being very gentle with that situation. But it was just in the case of where the work difference was substantially lopsided, and it just we were being paid the exact same amount, and it was just like, hey, I want to take the business in this direction, which the direction I've taken it in now, the
Mm,
business has doubled in size just in the last 6 months, because of some of those directions I want to take it in. He didn't agree with some of that, so I said, well, okay, here you go. I'm gonna what I want to do. I'll just go do it on my own, and best of luck to you.
hmm.
And so here we are. That's kind of
Yeah.
it. So,
And I think we'd be really doing a shame here if we didn't talk about this photo you had posted just earlier today.
uh-oh.
Uh,
Yeah.
Speaking of where you started and where you are today, I mean,
Yeah, there it is.
all
The
right,
same outfit.
yeah, that's the shirt. Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you
You
able
can.
to zoom those books?
Let's see what I can. Let's
Yeah,
see if I can.
those are nice.
Oh man.
You're gonna have to tell us a little. Tell us a
And
little bit
and of
about.
course, when you see the grades, you're thinking facsimiles, which if they were, obviously you wouldn't be standing there taking a picture with them, as well
No,
as
well,
you'd probably want a facsimile to be a 9/8. So yeah, those are what you see. what Anybody in the chat that's watching, you are seeing what you think you're seeing. And I'll let Braden tell you more.
so I have a very successful person that I partner with who has some very insane inventory. If you'd like to check him out, he's Comic Warehouse on eBay. Um, he's had these books for a long time, for a very long time, and he finally found a buyer. And he just walked in today with them. I knew he was walking in with them today. I was just like, I have to get a picture with these. So just like, let me see them. So the Batman is a 9.6. It is restored. When he bought them, I believe the Batman was about a 4.5 and the Superman was about a 4.0. After the restoration, which includes color touch and a little bit of patching up on the back cover for the Batman, the Superman, which I believe also has color touch and a little bit of patching up on a page, they both got up to 9.6 and 9.4. They are gorgeous copies. I will say it like that. He found a customer that just bluntly didn't care about the restoration. He wanted to find the highest grade copies that he could possibly find. These were also professionally restored. It says that on the label. So
Mm,
technically, the color touch that they used was the right paint. It wasn't just like Sharpie or whatever. So I mean, like, I just to throw numbers out there, I'm sure y'all are aware these books. The sale was for about $1.3 million. The restoration process for both books was actually around, I think, $80,000. So
wow.
I will just say that when it's professionally restored, it does cost a lot of money for them to go in and they're using whether it's if they're for the Batman one, I believe they took a part of an actual other Batman one where they had a piece of the back cover to you know I believe it's a term called casting for the back cover where they repaired the back cover because that was where the
Wow.
main flaw was. So I mean it's stuff like that where it's you gotta pay to have that premium. Um, If he had just graded them as is, would he have made more? That's debatable. They were his books, though. I will just put it like that. So,
Yeah.
it is a Batman one, Superman one, so it's not like the first Batman and first Superman, but it is like first Joker, first Catwoman, and then first solo title. So they're still like
Yeah.
in the top 5 biggest books that there are, kind of thing. So not to downplay him, but that was yeah. I don't know if you can't really tell in the picture, but my hands were shaking. I was like, oh, and yeah. I mean, he's handed me like Honus Wagner cards and stuff like that. So I mean, he's more in the baseball stuff these days.
Mm,
But he just bought a $2 million collection a few months ago for baseball stuff. So
wow.
he's a big contender in that world. So y'all go check out that eBay store and show him some love. And yeah, I'm just glad I was there and witnessed the transaction. This is
Yeah.
a fake it till you make it kind of game on this one. This picture.
Out of curiosity, do you know, like, these are obviously really high grades for such old books. Are there many in that grade? Okay.
And without restoration, there's none in that grade.
Yeah.
I think the highest is an 8.5.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to price books like these because you go like, well, usually what it is, how you price, but when they're this big, is you establish what the grade was before the restoration. You take the fair market value of that, then you take what you paid for the restoration, double what you paid for the restoration, and then apply it to the principal of the book. So if we put it like this: if the 4.5 was worth $500,000, he spent $50,000 on the restoration. You would charge $100,000 for the restoration, therefore charging $600,000 for the book. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that process.
Man.
Will I ever get to do that? We will see. I don't think I'm going to restore any books like that if I ever get them. I think I'll just grade them and hope for the best.
Yeah.
um,
No kidding.
what I think Semperfi, Jordan, if y'all know who that is,
Yep.
he I saw him in a show and he lives relatively close to me. He had his action one recently. That was a 6.0 restored, and he let me hold that, and I was just like, and he casually handed it to me. I was getting some slabs from him. We were just going through slabs. I wasn't even paying attention to what I was looking at, and he's just handing it to me. And I grab it and set it down without even looking at it, and look over like I
Whoa.
thought it was a reprint. It looked so nice. I was like, what? And he's like, oh yeah, sorry about that. And he grabs it back. I was like, hold on, let me look at that. So, it was just like $600,000. It was like, holy crap.
Wow.
But yeah, just insane. Those books are in their own category, man. They truly
So
are.
you do a little business dealings with him as well?
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I see him pretty much at every con that I
Oh
go
yeah, he
to.
travels a lot. He travels a
Yeah.
lot.
Him and
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Prestige Worldwide out of I think they're out of Idaho or Montana. They team up a lot, and that both of those
Yeah.
guys are really cool.
Yeah,
I
so he
love.
has guys all over the country that he'll go with, right? So like
Yeah.
at the Kansas City show I went to, him and Red Hood were together, right? So like
Okay.
it was Red Hood's booth, he took like a corner of it, right?
Sure.
And these sellers don't care because he's bringing like some of the best books that there are, and it makes their booth
Yeah.
stand out. So
Yeah.
they're a little nice with it when it comes to that. But okay,
Awesome.
any last minute things y'all want me to hit on, or
I don't think
okay?
so. I mean, if you just wanna,
I
you
mean,
wanna
yeah, I just took over
run your
30 minutes of
commercial
y'all. So.
tonight.
Okay, yeah. If you guys are on here, make sure y'all are checking out imperialcomics.com. Go follow me on Whatnot. I've got like 650 followers somehow already. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So thank you guys. And go follow the Instagram. That's where everything mainly is. And yeah, I will watch the rest of the show later tonight once I'm done with all my shenanigans. And
Yeah, you
I'll
got
catch
some.
y'all later.
Yeah, got some work to do. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Of
Yeah,
course.
see you,
For
man.
everything you do. Everything you do. All right.
You
Y'all have
as
a good
well.
night.
All right. See you, man. Alrighty. Well, thanks again to Imperial Comics for swinging by, talking with us for a little while there, giving
Yeah.
us a little inside peek into the world of the comic industry. A side that obviously we never deal with. I've never held a comic book worth anywhere near that amount.
Yeah.
So that was really cool listening to what he had to say.
Yeah, definitely. And on the topic of his website, I, for the first time, actually placed an order on there and got a ton of, he was running a sale, a 20% off sale. And so I preach every time we promote his website. I went on there and filled in like 3 or 4 of my runs pretty heavily. So at some point in the coming weeks, I'll have a nice Imperial Comics website haul to show off and talk about. So again, just kind of practicing what we preach here. And yeah, we were kind of letting Imperial do his thing while a bunch of people are hopping in the chat. So I want to say what's up to
Yep.
Paper
Sam.
Chase and Mark and
Everyone's
yeah,
hanging out.
Chemdog, Zimman, Eric from Nine Panel. Yeah, so we
That
weren't ignoring you. We were just letting the man tell his story.
Yeah, he only had a little bit of time. I mean, you heard him. He's right into the next thing now, and
Yeah, literally pricing books and taking pictures as we joined in backstage. So
yeah. And I'll include the link to. He sent me the link to Comic Warehouse. I forgot to bring it up while he was talking about them, but I'll include the link for anyone who wants to check that out. Since I mean, you're gonna at least like what you see. Maybe don't hit purchase immediately.
yeah,
Just look.
and hello to Wicked Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I oftentimes when I am getting run filler, I shop that My Comic Shop or whatever it's called. Um, oh, Joe. Oh, that was weird. uh, what's his name? YouTube. Oh, YouTube addict. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, is YouTube talking to us right now? Yeah, oftentimes when I'm trying to get like a nice solid amount of run filler, I'll do My Comic Shop on eBay
Mhm.
because they've just got like a crazy extensive inventory. But I'll have to check out his partners.
Yeah, Comic Warehouse, and I'll put the link in the description.
Oh,
when this-
nice! And Mark, son of Union Gap, he said he put in an order with Imperial too, so that's really cool.
that video of his office space and all those boxes.
Yeah,
I like how we just kind of breeze past it, but I should have asked how many boxes there were.
yeah. I was gonna say I think he had said previously that it was like 600,000 comics. It might be more than that now. So that kind of gives you an idea, like what that looks like. So what I was gonna say, uh, which I didn't get the chance to, but I'll say it now, is he was talking about moving all of that and his back hurting, and I can't imagine the amount of work. So roughly about a third of what he had there
Mhm.
is what is in the basement at my LCS. The
Mm.
only difference is I imagine whatever his situation is, wherever he's pulling these boxes out of, he has access to main level,
Mhm.
maybe a door.
Mhm.
All of the boxes in the basement at my LCS, there's only one way in and one way out, and that's up a double flight of steps and through one small door. So you're literally taking one box at a time.
Mhm.
And like no, like two, three people could go up,
Mhm.
but there's no like one person coming down, one person going up. Like what it's going to take to get those comics out of that basement is I just can't even begin to imagine the process. I mean, me and my business partner had kicked around the idea of purchasing it because it sounded like there was roughly about a $50,000 price tag on it, which actually puts the books, I don't know, at about a quarter a book, maybe less. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and there's tons of good stuff down there.
Mhm.
You could make your money back fairly quickly. But when we started thinking about the process of how we're going to get those books from out of that basement, it just like we might be spending $50,000 on a professional moving company to do that because we couldn't. There'd be no way. Yeah,
No, it's a lot of inventory. It's a
yeah,
lot
it's
of
crazy.
inventory. But moving on a little bit,
Yeah,
we picked up. I mean, I don't know about yourself. I picked up a couple kind of cool things. Maybe do you want to share first, or maybe do?
sure. Yeah, I'll go ahead. So I visited the new shop in town last Friday. And I've been doing so much, Mark. I'll let you know, Mark, for sure. Um, visited the new shop last Friday, and I've been buying so much dollar inventory from him that I kind of wanted to uh purchase. He's got some higher end stuff as well, you know, actual priced books,
Hmm.
keys and whatnot. And he had a little mini series that I've been having my eye on for a while, because I feel like you don't see it often. Um, but that was a four
Hmm.
issue mini series of Blink.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, Adam Kubert on the art, which just really cool looking.
Mhm.
I'm excited to jump into this. I'm really attracted to trade dresses. Um, a book I can a book can steal my heart just from a good trade dress, and I don't know, it
Mhm.
just the Blink on that really stood out to me. Plus, just the colors and the art is just great. So hopefully, it's a good read. I imagine that it is. um, and then I got a couple of cool figures here.
Okay. Okay. Oh no. Oh, is that the Batman and Jim Gordon? Nice.
Yeah, platinums, black
Which
and white.
which Batman is that one? Oh, the black and white one.
Year
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the fourth issue in the series is actually a black and white cover of the two of them. So
Mhm.
that's going to make for a really great pairing because their platinum edition is the grayscale version of them.
Nice.
And then today, we had our trip to the town that's about an hour and a half away from here that has the really good LCS that gets everything.
Yeah.
So I was able to pick up some recent issues that weren't put in my pull list, even though they're on my pull list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and while I was there, I swear I've been hearing Eric, from Eric Nine Panel Grid, or maybe it was Nick from Comic Culture, or maybe it was one of their friends. Somebody's been talking very highly of Minor Arcana by Jeff
Oh,
Lemire.
yeah.
Um, and they had every issue to current
Nice.
available. So I picked up 1 through 4. I think they're on issue 6,
Hmm.
but I didn't want to commit to the entire thing if in case I don't like it. I'm about halfway through that issue, and I think I'm liking it. So
It's
I'll have
Jeff.
to. Yeah, I'll be there. We'll be going back in 2 more weeks, and so I'll be able to pick up those last 2 issues. And what's up, Dave? And then,
I had a funny chat with Dave after the show last week because for those who don't know, once the show ends, Doc is gone. Like you disappear immediately.
oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, and
And you
so
hang out?
I know I usually as soon as you're gone, I gone. But
Oh.
Dave didn't. Dave was still there after. So me and him were chatting for a few minutes. He's like, "Man, you just ditches you right away," and I go, "A little bit."
Oh, I had no idea, dude.
No, it's fine. I was telling him about one of my old local shops that it's just a really cool little shop I kind of forgot about until recently. So
Mm.
I was telling him about that, but yeah, I had a little laugh because yeah, you just I don't know, it's like you back out of the app or something, and
Oh yeah. Well, I also don't eat dinner before the show, because I don't want to be all full and bloated while we're, talking comics and stuff.
Yeah.
So I dip. I like right now I got a pizza waiting for me,
Yeah.
so I ain't hanging out tonight.
Oh, wouldn't blame you.
I mean after the show. I'm hanging out right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally would have hung out with you and Dave had I known. But you know what? I'll let you have your time with him.
It was nice. It was
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. Just increasing the friendships in the community. So yeah, that's awesome. Um, anyways, continuing on. Oh, so I saw John from Paper Chase say "same man." I don't know what he's referring to.
I know you were talking about the Blink and maybe the trade dress he was saying same too.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not too sure. I'm not too sure.
sure. If he wants to clarify, he can. If not, I'm going with that. Um, another thing I've raved about a review. Oh yeah, yeah. That's kind of this Silver Age Green Lantern trade dress
Mm.
is like I don't know what it is about it. It's pretty fairly basic, but it's one of my favorites. But anyways, continuing on. I get sidetracked so easy. It's crazy.
It's okay.
I raved about a review that Eric from Nine Panel Grid and Nick from Comic Culture had done on Precious Metal, and I'd kind of been really dying to read it ever since they'd done that review. It was a really nice, long, over an hour long review of the book, and it totally sold me on it. But was having trouble tracking down the issues, and then Nick had promoted that the trade of it was coming out soon. So as soon as it did, I hopped over to a contact that Dave introduced me to, comic shop out of Bellingham that is slipping my mind right now. But they've kind of become my secondary LCS as far as when we're not making regular trips to this an hour and a half away, I'll be ordering from them. Um, I should remember their name, but it's slipping my
The comic-
comics place. Yeah, comics place. Yeah. Check them out. They have a really great website, easy to navigate, and they appear to be one of those shops that kind of just buys everything.
Oh, sorry.
One last.
Before that, I just want to address Zim Man. He said, "Could you all explain what you mean by trade dress?"
Oh,
So, trade dress. Let's see if I have a book right here. It's basically like all the words on a comic, more or less, right? Like more or less,
yeah.
it's the barcode or like the title or like Image will do like a little eye, but like some of the different Marvel stuff has different trade dress. It's kind of like the dressing for a trade book. I don't know. But then you kind of get more stuff like that where it's more of like a Virgin looking cover. But those are like the main two is trade dress and Virgin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's the Green Lantern one that I really like. Not really sure why. But lastly, I'm so influenced by my friends in this community and people whose opinions that I respect and talking about series that they like, and oftentimes it's the independent stuff that I don't get a chance at grabbing. But Dave had talked last week about Daniel Warren Johnson being one of his favorites. I don't know if this one, it probably did come up. I was looking for Do a Power Bomb because I'm a big pro wrestling fan. Couldn't find it, but I found this awesome hardcover copy
Oh.
of Murder Falcon.
Oh.
And in in true Image fashion, so these books in DC, they're like running you $100, $150.
Mm-hmm.
Image, this hardcover, beautiful. You got the shiny foil there.
Yep.
$30. $30. How can you say no? I mean, just it's beautiful. So I love Daniel Warren Johnson, but I've kind
Yeah.
of just read, uh the Beta Ray Bill series I've read, obviously Transformers and some of that more notable stuff.
Yeah.
Not that this isn't notable, but like this is kind of more his creation versus characters that already have existed. So yeah, really excited about that. That's kind of the highlights of my haul over the last week since our last show.
Oh yeah.
Really excited for the year one figures. Probably my favorite Batman story. I'm hesitant to say that because I use that word so much. Everything's my favorite, but
And
either way, year one is classic. So
yep. Yep. Speaking of Daniel Warren Johnson, have you seen how much this book is valuing right now?
I haven't, but I knew it was hot, and I want to kind of credit us as maybe being some of the first people to highlight how sick that was.
Because we talked about it when I was doing my pre-orders. It's way back ago. I was just looking on my phone. I updated today, and I don't know if we can really see it there, but it's 86 Canadian dollars.
Wow.
Right now for Daniel Warren Johnson. But speaking of Batman, I did pick up a couple Batman books. So kind of preface, I really find the Elseworld stuff like really intriguing. I've always been a really big fan of like a character in a different setting. For those who don't know, one of the first ones to come out was the Gotham by Gaslight, which saw Batman in like a turn of the century London, going chasing down Jack the Ripper. And I remember reading that, and I just got like really like, oh man, this is really cool. I love this approach. So since then, I've been kind of slowly picking up all these different Elseworld books. And so I went to my comic book shop, and sure enough, they had gotten a couple new ones in. And one of the ones I got was Batman, the Blue, Gray, and the Bat.
Oh wow!
And it's this like old, like Western cowboy looking Batman. And you can't really see it, but I'll see if I can get it out here. It's textured. Like the actual cover has like a bit of like a like an old. I don't know if I can really see it on there. No, I don't know if you really can. Or maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit in the lighting there, but it's got a this texture to it.
Yeah.
And it just feels like an old. Oh man, and the artwork is so cool. Let's see if I can show a little bit of it there.
Oh yeah.
This kind of old.
Oh yeah.
And I think this is actually something that Dave was talking a bit about, was like opening up these books and showing the artwork a little bit. And I really like that idea of showing a little bit of it here. So I'm not really good. I might figure out a different way we can do that to show off a little bit more of the artwork in these books. But yeah, I love these kind of Elseworld books. So I picked up the cowboy one, and I kind of showed this one a little bit a second ago, but this is Batman, Master of the Future. And this is just a really cool cover. I didn't know this was an Elseworld book. I just saw the cover and I was like, that's really cool. And then I realized it's Elseworld. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Double whammy. I don't really know what the premise of this one is, though. Master of the Future. Oh, it's kind of like a steampunk looking.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of like a. I'm trying to see if I can find like a nice picture of the Batman in this one, but don't really see very much of him. Oh, last page there. Some cool.
Oh yeah.
Silhouette Batman there, but yeah. So another Elseworld book. I don't know. Slowly getting them all all the older ones, and I think I'm
There's a
reading.
ton. Batman has a lot of Elseworld stuff. I have quite a bit of it, but I don't have either of those, so that just goes to show just how much there is.
Yeah, I know the other one I picked up recently was the Speeding Bullet, I think. Superman Speeding Bullet, where it's
Oh wow.
Superman is like raised as Batman, like is found by Martha and Jonathan Kent. Not Kent.
Oh wow.
What's Batman's what's his Martha and Thomas, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Batman, sorry.
Yeah. I know I was blanking. And then I also picked up the second printing of Spider-Man versus Wolverine. This cool kind of
Oh
wraparound
nice.
cover. And that was just another one I just been wanting to pick up for a long time. And I just felt like spending a couple bucks at the local comic book shop. I did pick up some figures, which my local like anime store was doing a 20th or not 20th, a 10th anniversary sale. So everything was 20% off, but they have these like little cards where if you get them stamped, you get like 10% off.
Mm-hmm.
So I got 30% off. So I was like, okay, I gotta utilize this. And so I sent you a picture, and I know X isn't in here, but I know Exile is jealous, and I'm proud of it. I picked up this sweet Dark Magician figure here, and I just looked up whatever the card artwork was, put him in that pose, and now I'm like, this is like one of the coolest figures I have in my collection.
Yeah, that thing is crazy, dude.
Yeah, great amount of detail. And I don't know if you grew up with, and obviously didn't grow up with Yu-Gi-Oh, but I don't know if you were very involved with Yu-Gi-Oh. But yeah, I grew up on that stuff.
Yeah.
So I picked up that guy, and I actually finished. I talked about it a couple weeks. A little model kit of a robot guy I picked up, so I finished that. And I will say it has unlocked something in me.
Oh boy.
So here's the little robot man I built out of the little model kit. And I had so much fun doing this, dude. Like, it was like so therapeutic. It was like I was sitting there watching TV, or my girlfriend was watching TV, and I was like, I'm just going to work on this. And it's 3 hours went by just like that. And I was like, not even halfway done it. And I'm like, I'm actually having way too much fun. So with that 30% off sale, I was like, I got to pick up something. So I picked up a like a full-blown Digimon.
Oh wow. Holy
character.
cow.
So I don't know if we
No
can
way.
really see too much of it on the side there. But
Wow.
yeah, big crazy Digimon. I'm a huge Digimon kid, so I'm really excited to start working on that. In a couple weeks, I'll have that guy finished. I can show him off. But oh, okay, we got a couple.
Yeah.
Okay.
John from Paper Chase spitting facts there.
Yes,
And that
Martha. Yeah,
they
Martha
continue
Wayne.
on with that in Flashpoint Beyond as well. So
Yeah, and that even like felt like, because that ties into like a lot of like the Jeff Johns Doomsday Clock kind of Watchmen stuff with the Flashpoint and like that kind of whole arc.
mhm.
It just went absolutely nowhere.
Yeah. It kind of just abruptly then I wouldn't even say it ended, it just kind of stopped.
Well, they kind of like picked up a little bit of it in like the Justice Society of America series that came out
Okay.
after, but it didn't. Like, I think a lot of people, I mean, I thought we were going to get like a reboot of the Watchmen in some capacity at some point around now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Martha Wayne becoming the Joker in Flashpoint is such a great piece of storytelling. And then when they adapted it to like the Clockwork Killer in Flashpoint Beyond,
Yeah.
like that was one of my favorite reads of that year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I just came across it and was thinking to myself that I wanted to reread that because it's probably haven't read it since it came out, but yeah, really good.
And then was Chem Dog saying I picked up Superman Red Sun. That's another classic Elseworld Superman landing in Russia, right? Like that's like the premise
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a wild one.
And
Um,
what a rarity for Samrock here.
yeah, I haven't picked up anything new. Just waiting for things to arrive in the mail. You and me both, brother. That's not true. I spend too much money. Um,
He picked up did you get it yet, Sam? The big book you had sent me? I don't know if he sent it to you or not. I don't want to spoil it.
ooh, I
He's
don't.
got something really pretty big on the way.
Okay, well, I don't think he told me. No, I don't have a message from him, but I will
Okay.
say, Samrock's a real OG though, because on Friday, the the Star Wars Black Series Ronin figure went up on Amazon in Canada. Uh, and I know we were talking about it the other week how we were like trying to get this figure from Star Wars Visions, the Ronin. It went up on Amazon, and he messaged me at 6:50 a.m. on Friday morning, be like, "It's up! It's here. You go. Here's the link." And as much as I appreciate it, because I really did, I said because I was like, "Oh, that's amazing that he even thought about me." I had ordered it like 4:30 that morning.
Oh wow.
I woke up randomly and I saw I had a notification like in stock. I was like, okay. But
I
yeah,
keep buying other stuff and it's preventing me from being able to get that figure because it is, it's like that's probably got to be the only thing I commit to on that specific week that I decide to buy it, which just like destroys my budget for comics for the weekend. And yeah, and then Dave saying he picked up 2 collections last weekend, so I'm excited to see what he got. He posts his video from Sunday was incredible. Like an hour of him just digging through a collection that he'd got. I don't Did you watch it?
I haven't had a chance to know.
Just so good. I mean, I don't know. I don't
Is
It's
it?
like kids these days, they get criticized cuz well, I'm guilty of it, watching my kids watch YouTube videos of kids playing with toys rather than them actually playing with their toys. And meanwhile, I'm over here watching Dave dig through comics for an hour long. you know, such a hypocrite. But while he's doing that, I'm bagging and boarding, all of my raw books from the dollar bins, that week. So I don't know. Same, but different.
I was gonna say maybe that's what I'm gonna be building my Digimon figure to is watching some some Dave doing some comic.
Yeah, definitely. And
Uh,
then John from Paper Chase, who everybody also needs to go check out if they haven't. Most everybody here, we're getting, you know, the followers of these guys, which is great and we appreciate. But John's been picking up some awesome key books lately, and I love his videos as well. So a lot of good content from our good buddies here.
yep. And Samrock, you know who to look for. You just look in the chat and you click on one of their channels and you'll have some good comic content videos, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Because Sam had asked me over the weekend if I knew any good channels, and you
Oh
recommended
yeah.
who was it you recommended lunch is it lunch?
Oh yeah, for like raw hunting, kind of
Yeah.
like going out in the wild, going into comic book stores, and then people who we don't, obviously I knew he'd know the guys from the chat like West Coast, Dave, and Paper Chase, but we've never had lunch money in here. He does like a lot of out in the wild hunting, raw footage where he's kind of got his camera mounted to him or whatever.
Mhm.
And that was kind of the only one I could really think of. Um, and he ordered some t-shirts and stickers from me
Hey.
uh on over the weekend. So while I had his attention, I told him I'd like to have him on the show here in the future, and he said he was up for it. So just
um,
another good guy, great channel, and got to hang out with him at Rose City
mm.
as well. So
Oh yeah. No, I can't. I love having guests on. I think we might have to do it a little more often than once a month. It makes our lives a little bit easier.
Yeah, it does. It kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off of trying to have some kind of, set schedule. This is harder than, harder than it seems.
And that being said, do we want to give Imperial just a quick little ad read, or do we think we kind of covered that today?
Um, yeah, we can give him a little one, and then yeah, as Dave's saying here, which everybody should already know by now, but he's got three. Yeah, his Japan series most recently was I've seen all of it, but the Japan series from this last year was awesome, so much fun. But anyways, Imperial Comics, yeah. You heard it here. The man, he's a maniac. If you're looking to fill in runs, I highly recommend hitting up his website right now. All the inventory on there, I believe, is $5 a book, free shipping over $100, plus a 20% off sale right now. So if you're looking to fill in some runs, he's got series on there, and you could just one by one. I filled in when I shopped. I did All Star Squadron. Um, I can't remember what the others were, but I got a ton of my All Star Squadron run filled in. Um, really, really easy to navigate website.
Hmm.
Highly recommend it. And then just like you said, he's running nightly. Oh, Howard the Duck was another one that filled in a few issues. That's a fun one.
Hmm.
And then he's doing the nightly claim sales in his stories. He just did 31 days of all new inventory, so he's gonna start a new streak now, I think he said. And yeah, just again, great guy, supports the channel, and it sounds like people are placing orders with him, which is great.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was wonderful just hearing him talk about like how he's even gotten to this point, and like he loves what he does.
Yeah,
And I think if someone's doing something they love and doing it successfully, like it's just a beautiful thing. And I'm glad that we're able to support him. He's able to support us, and you know, yeah, to keep supporting him. Like he's doing such good
yeah.
stuff, and like he
Well, and
cares.
and
And
like every salesman's going to tell you that they care about the little details and whatnot, but like when you get his orders, you see he truly does. Like the
Mhm.
packaging is on point, everything. He invests in himself too. He, like he said, he's getting stickers, he's getting flyers, he's getting all the stuff that shows he actually cares about his brand. And on top of that, he's not just here, you know, making his buck off you and laughing all the way to the bank. He's putting that money right back into the communities, buying,
Mhm.
people are wanting to offload some of their collections. He's buying that out and helping them out get the money they need, as well as, personally me supporting my business and ordering 3,000 stickers and 10,000 flyers from me, that cost him a pretty penny, and it's nice. On
Yeah.
top of all of that, paying our StreamYard bill every
Mhm.
month without hesitation. Again, he gives to the community that supports him. He supports right back. So it's a beautiful thing.
And easy thing to support. you know, go
Yeah,
pick up a couple. It's not like you're getting nothing out of it. Go get some
right.
comics.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. He's not, selling you a car with a bunch of problems and it's all polished up and looks brand new.
yeah, yeah.
uh, like our buddy X unfortunately got a few years back.
And then
um,
I was gonna say, so Imperials. If you guys want to hear more what he's got to say, he's at the beginning of this episode for the first half an hour. Make sure you guys go back and check that out if you haven't already, because he's got some crazy inventory that's definitely worth learning a little bit about. Um, And then really quickly, our other sponsor, who's been I just they were kind enough to help us out with a giveaway a couple weeks ago, and I can't say enough good things about them. It was one of those things. Maybe I'll get like a little video clip of them talking one of these days. But yeah, they're fantastic people. They run a little eBay shop called under Andho 9743. Links in the description, and it's a great place for any of my Canadian friends to go find some harder to find books, some kind of exclusive retailers stuff, and some kind of just more modern stuff, but really cool covers, good prices, and I love them. I spend a lot of my money there. You guys have seen some of the stuff I picked up from this shop, including I'll never get tired of sharing it here, but this Artgerm Venom Virgin cover, like this is the most valuable book I have in my collection by far, and I'm so happy I was able to give my money to her and to them and get a great product. So I encourage you guys to check them out. Links in the description. You guys can take it from there. I think one of the things we want to talk a little bit about more, and it's something I know we talk about a lot, is the absolute stuff. Some more titles have kind of gotten going. I've actually made an effort to catch up on some of these series. I kind of had to make a choice. I could catch up on Batman, Wonder Woman, or Superman. And to everyone's surprise, I chose Superman.
Oh wow. Okay.
I put the time in and I caught up on Superman because that was the one I was most hesitant about. That was the one I hadn't been quite feeling it yet. And I'm happy to report I'm feeling it. Yeah. Actually really enjoying Absolute Superman way more than I thought I was going to. Yeah. Good read. But I'm assuming you've read Martian Manhunter #2?
Yeah. So I'm not caught up on everything. Today I got up to issue 5 on Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So I'm only a couple issues behind on that.
Yep.
I'm also up to issue 5 on Batman, so same thing, only a couple issues. I'm up on Green Lantern and I'm up on Martian Manhunter. I'm behind on Flash, and then the only one that I'm not doing at all is Superman. So hopefully at some point I could get a trade of that.
And I think the one thing that has always appealed to me about Superman is a part of Superman that kind of gets glossed over a lot, which is the whole like immigrant metaphor and everything. And I find this story is actually really exploring this part of Superman really well. And I think that's what all the Absolute titles are doing, is they're finding something about these characters that either makes them unique or like a good vessel for telling an interesting story that hasn't really been utilized yet, and really utilizing them.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to talk a little bit about like I caught up on Flash, but not Green Lantern, and then I'm caught up on Martian Manhunter. Do you have any thoughts on any of those fresh new ones?
Oh man. Yeah, not that I can, this is my weak point. I'm so bad at verbalizing these things. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Martian Manhunter. Gosh, I read that issue 2 a few weeks, well, the day it came out probably. So it's kind of slipping my mind. So and you haven't read it.
I read issue 2 of Martian Manhunter.
Okay, so you have read it.
Yeah.
Do
you want me to recap it a little bit for you?
Sure. Yeah. So then maybe I could touch on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Martian mind effer.
Yeah.
in my head, I just see mind effer anytime those little asterisks are there. He's like kind of like more physically embodying the things around. I guess the main character is just named John, right? Like I think it hasn't specified who, because in regular Martian Manhunter, like Martian Manhunter is that guy, right? Like they're not two separate things. So yeah, the Martian is embodying like the random objects around him, talking to him as there's like a shooter kind of going around a little neighborhood, and they kind of like try to like the manhunter, the Martian, and the dude try to talk the shooter down, and it ends up kind of like really trippy and stuff. Does this kind of
Yeah.
ring any bells?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I guess that's kind of like their team up is kind of gonna be what makes them the superhero in a sense, I guess, is like, yeah.
Yep.
They've broken all.
He's saying it's hard not to think. It's hard not to read it as Martian mind effort or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Martian mind bleeper. I like. Yeah. Yeah. Man, it's such a visually interesting book, though, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Issue number 1, especially with that ending and the little trick.
Yep.
You know, I don't know if they'll be able to top that. I'd be curious to see if they do try to do anything of that nature again.
Mm.
Was a little bit maybe expecting there to be something in issue 2, and obviously there wasn't. But yeah, that's probably my favorite one out of the 2.
Mhm.
Green Lantern I read more recently, but you didn't, so we'll skip that for now.
But are you enjoying it?
Uh, issue 2, it's picking up definitely. It's not. I mean, in my mind, like as big of a Green Lantern fan as I am, I'm hoping for this one to be my favorite of the bunch. And it's, I mean, we're only 2 issues in, so it's not quite there yet. And I just feel like with Martian Manhunter, like they just big shoes to fill. You know, it's gonna be really hard to top that. However, my secondary would be Wonder Woman, which has just been incredible. I just saw what's the big monster she's fighting, the Tetracide.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. And so I loved the story about the lasso and
Mhm.
just kind of like um her hesitance with it at first, and kind of, you know, being scolded for questioning her mother, and her transformation into oh gosh, is it Hera?
I don't know if
Or
I remember how to pronounce it at all.
the gosh, I'm so terrible. The snake lady.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember.
Is it Hera? I'm not sure. I'm so bad. But anyways, her transformation into that, and
Mm.
you know, taking down the Tetracide. Just so basically, that's kind of the end of that.
Medusa.
Those
It was.
5. Medusa.
Oh,
Gosh,
okay. I
yeah,
wasn't sure if that's what you were talking about, or if you're talking about something.
Medusa.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't know why I was thinking Hera. But yeah, so that was kind of the end of that story. Obviously, they're continuing it into a new kind of like a new storyline. Some, you know, her going back to hell. It sounds like. So I'll be starting that up. But yeah, Wonder Woman's been great, and not really something I ever thought I'd say, but yeah, it's one of my favorite books out right now.
I will say I did read issue 2 of Absolute Flash,
Okay.
and it's also grown on me. I'll be honest. Issue 2 I thought was a lot stronger, a lot easier to kind of like. They still kind of do this jumping around a little bit, but it's just easier to kind of get the full picture. It's not too like I found that first issue. It did jumped around just a little too much, just a little too like it just needed to be a little more concise. I do
Yeah.
find issue 2 a little more concise, and actually introduces some things that I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Like that's really like almost anime feeling. Like there's definitely some moments in there that really invoke some familiar animes.
Yeah.
So there was issue 2 of the Absolute Flash definitely growing on me. Absolute Superman, like actually like really really growing on me. So I'm still behind on Green Lantern by one issue, Wonder
Mm,
Woman by a couple issues, and Batman by a couple issues.
okay.
But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm just really hyped on that Superman right now, and I
Yeah.
really didn't think I was going to be, considering how it feels like everything else is kind of going. Uh, right now, personally, Absolute Batman is kind of like I need the next few issues for to really like get me hyped again, and then that will move its way up the chain. But like Absolute Batman's not in the top 3 for Absolute stuff right now for me.
I'm liking it. I love Batman in general. It's one of the easiest things for me to read. At any given moment.
Yeah.
This just doesn't feel too far off from
Mm,
all the other Batman we've gotten. It just it feels the closest to
yeah.
its true self. You know,
Mm,
everything else feels so separated from the characters as we know them.
mhm.
So I think whereas every time I pick it up, it's an easy read, but it's like also easy for me to just forget about it because it's kind of in my mind like the same old in a sense.
Yeah.
Just slightly different, I guess.
Mhm.
Whereas this other stuff's quite a bit more different, which I
It
really like, because it's giving me the opportunity to jump into a character like Wonder Woman, who maybe would have typically stayed away from. The other stuff, I'm a big Flash fan, so I've read plenty of that.
mm,
Green Lantern, obviously. I have many of the Martian Manhunter series, so those aren't characters that I typically would stay away from. But definitely, Wonder Woman's not a character I've dived into much, so it's nice to kind of have this great fresh perspective and quite a bit different than what we know her as. A much darker side of the character, which is just right up my alley with the witch stuff, and yeah.
mm, a little Lovecraftian.
Definitely.
Last call already. I'm just flipping through. I'm just seeing what's up for order. I'm assuming that's what he's referring to. Me pulling up the last call here. That's kind of funny. Uh, but yeah, we're kind of in the last probably 15 or 20 minutes of the show. If anyone has any questions or any topics they would like us to kind of to dive into, we'd love to chat it. Otherwise, was there anything else you had a chance to read over the last weekend, or anything you're really excited for coming out this week?
Yeah, I dove. Uh, as far as like some older, well, not too older, but I've recently been picking up all the individual issues of Chip's Daredevil run. I think
Mm,
it's volume 7 from just a few years ago.
yeah.
What, 3 years ago now? 4
Mhm.
years ago? So I'm 2 issues into that, and man, that is the hype is real. So obviously, I didn't pick those up when it first came out, and never read it, and couldn't tell you why because it's so good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think I only have the first 6 issues, so I'm gonna have to figure something out at some point. Because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna want to go much further than that. Another recommendation from Eric, 9 Panel Grid.
Mm,
He had raved about the Green Arrow series, which I had said a few times on the channel that I was seeking out.
yeah.
I am officially not caught up in reading. I'm up to issue 7 in that, and that has been a really great series as well. I'm loving that. Lots of like time jumping and family stuff, and the book, like Green Arrow is like often separated from his family
Hmm.
in this series,
Yeah.
and his like family's desire to be with him, as well as like his obviously to be with his family, like just gives me the craziest anxiety as like as a family man, as a father. Like being separated from them. I
Mhm.
like, I'm like going crazy in these books, and then like he has these moments where he's reconnected with them, like they all end up in the same place in time, and then they're ripped away from each other again. So I know it's Joshua Williamson, I think, is on the first 17 issues.
Hmm.
And now they're kind of like
Chris
Chris
Condon.
Congdon. Oh, I
Condon?
thought it was Josh Williamson. Um, or maybe he's just another creator that's on it. I think he took over. Oh, he took over at Chris Congdon took over at 17. Yeah, so Josh Williamson wrote up to 16. Um, but I was determined to get it all. So I'm officially caught up. I have
Hmm.
the first 3 trade paperbacks, and then I was able to track down the remaining individual issues. So now I'm ready to go full force into that. Yeah. The Moon is Following Us. That
Mhm.
was not one that I was able to get my hands on, but I'm well aware of people liking it and will be tracking it down. Since it seems like we have Eric here in the chat, Eric, was Minor Arcana one that you were raving about? Because I can't remember who made me aware of that series, but I was able to find a bunch of the issues today, so I picked them up.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to read that one. I'm going to catch up on The Moon is Following Us for sure this week because issue 9? Issue 9 just came out. And so
Yeah.
I got that right there. I'm definitely not. I think I might be on just issue 4, so I might have five
Oh,
five
wow.
5 books to catch
Yeah.
up. Uh,
But not up to the. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. So I wonder where I heard that from. I'll need to figure it out so I can give them a shout out. But yeah, that's kind of, I'm gonna be really bummed. So basically I've got another baby boy on the way, if people don't know. But we're having to travel out of town for just some bi-weekly checkups. And unfortunately they're gonna end in 2 weeks, and so I won't be going to this awesome LCS that I've been going to as much as I have lately. So I'm kind of bummed that's going to come to an end. But I did. Sorry.
no, it's all good. It's all good.
I did see they had The Moon is Following Us there, but not any of the early issues. So being that they're on issue 9, obviously all the ones are gone by now. Um, so I'll figure out a way to track that down, probably in trade, or something. You guys both read Barry Windsor Smith's Monsters, and then have a show where you both talk about. All right, all right.
Yeah, let's traumatize ourselves for the content.
So one thing I forgot to show off in Hall was I was hoping to show it off last week when we had Dave on, but I had a little order of books come in from him. Um, Nothing of super note except for one thing, which I unfortunately don't have at the moment, but it's some of Ron Lim's earliest published work in the form of kind of like it's like an indie comic, but it's kind of like ash can size.
Okay, yeah.
Really, really sick. As everybody knows, Ron Lim's my absolute favorite. I actually sent it off to my buddy Aaron down in Southern California, who's gonna be seeing Ron Lim this weekend. So I'll be getting it signed and possibly remarked,
Ooh.
if he's willing to do it.
Mm.
But at least signed. So I'm really excited for that. But another thing that I got was West Coast Avengers original art.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Oh. God. Oh. Wait? Do you still have that book I sent you long time ago? And it had like the two boards on it.
Yep.
Did you ever look at that cover?
Oh yeah, of course I
Okay.
did. Yeah,
This this the Spectre one, right?
oh yeah,
Okay. Okay, I
I
couldn't
still
remember.
have that. I'm pretty sure it's in my box that is dedicated to autograph all of my autograph stuff, which is also where I keep this beauty.
Oh
If
no.
I sent this into CGC, I wonder what they would grade it.
Negative
Right.
0.5.
That would make it worth something.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, Ron Lim's Silver Surfer is classic. Probably where my love for him started, but yeah, I've gotten a few pieces of his earliest works which weren't with Marvel. I think several of them actually came from Dave, which another reason why I love him. He seems to have his eye out for the good Ron Lim stuff, and then sells it to me, which is just perfect.
That's the way the world should be, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only other thing I read over the weekend was I finally started the X-23 Wolverine, Laura Kinney,
Kenny.
Kinney. Started her series. I finally started reading it. Awesome.
Oh,
I don't know
nice.
why I waited to read it, but it's awesome.
Yeah. Trying to think what else. Oh, another recommendation from Eric from 9 Panel Grid. Black Canary,
Mhm.
Best of the Best, or whatever it's called. Her current series right now,
The
which is just I haven't read the most recent issue, but I'm caught up to pretty much up to the most recent issue. And it's kind of funny because I started reading this today,
mm,
which the story is kind of starting out about this female character going back to her hometown to be with her mother who's dying of cancer,
right.
um, which is kind of the same situation that's playing out in Black Canary's series. Um, it's kind of giving me my interest is dying out slightly in the same way that it died out with Gunslinger, where it's kind of just been this 6 issues of knockdown, drag out fighting,
Hmm.
the same fight for the last 6 issues.
Hmm.
But they're doing a lot of side story as well that is kind of keeping me intrigued. But I'm kind of like I'm at a point where I'm ready for this fight to come to an end. It's gone on for so long. I'm trying to see where they're getting at with all of this. I think I have an idea. We must be getting close, but yeah.
I feel like that's something that Tom King is really good at. Is he's really good at drawing out things, making it
Yeah.
really long and filling it in, and then he's also really good at making it really short and compact. Uh,
Yeah.
at least that's what I've always liked about him. I know there was definitely a couple issues in the Rorschach series I read for him, the Danger Street, and even the recent Jenny Spark. I don't know if you read the Jenny Spark stuff at all.
Mm-mm.
But all of those were all like some issues you were like, all right, like what's going on? Like, why are we still doing this? And then you reach the end of that issue and you're like, oh, okay, there's a big plot twist. Now I get why we spent so long in this thing. That's just very Tom King.
Yeah. And it's been good. It's not losing. I don't want to say that it's losing my interest in the same way that Gunslinger did, because there's some meaningful side story going on. I think what it is the commentators, for whatever reason, the guys that are commentating this fight that's happening, which I'm a huge wrestling and MMA fan, so it has elements as far as the fighting goes. It has elements of both, a little bit of pro wrestling moves
Mm.
mixed with some chokeholds and MMA stuff.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and they've done a great job at curating that. But the commentators are just annoying, which is funny because typically when I'm watching fights or watching wrestling, the commentating annoys the shit out of me. I
Mhm.
I oftentimes will watch MMA fighting without the commentary on.
Yep. Yep.
So I think that's kind of like what's driving me a little bit crazy with the series.
Mm.
But love Black Canary and Green Arrow, those characters, and so yeah, I'm really enjoying that.
Nice.
I love that we have this community of people that make content because I'm expanding my horizons a bunch thanks to recommendations and just, people putting me on to good stuff.
Sorry, not the sidetrack, but
I
Sam
saw
Rock
that,
says,
yeah.
yeah. Do you guys have a lot of graded comics? I'm slowly building my graded collection, and I said I was never going to collect them. Now I already have like 4. So I don't know if I think I've shared it. I'm sure I've told this, but like, so I moved from where I used to live to where I'm living now just over a year ago. Before I moved here, I had 1 graded book. And it was like a big deal for me when I got it. I was like, "Oh, I got my graded book," and then that was it. Like I got the 1, and then that was it. I moved here. I met our giveaway sponsor in person at our local like flea market, and I believe I have 18 graded books now in total.
Yeah.
So yes, it escalates very quickly. Good luck.
So I have a very set of standards for graded comics. When it comes to like older, like big key issue type of stuff, specifically like on my Green Lantern run, like my number one, the only kind of copy that I'm really going to be able to afford right now is going to be, a rough copy. Specifically the 3.0 that I have. I would not want that book in a bag and board. It would give me, I really like that it's protected. I also got it for an incredible deal. Partly, I think, because it's solidified in the grade that it is. It's a 3.0, so you can't. I mean, whoever's selling it could put whatever price they want on it, but if they want to sell it, they've got to price it accordingly to what a 3.0 is. Now, I got it for significantly less than what a 3.0 goes for, but I think with a raw copy, there's, especially over the internet, like, what the actual grade could be isn't solidified, even though you could look at the picture and say, that looks like a 3.0 to me. I'm not paying $1,000 for that or whatever. So when it comes to like older, really meaningful issues, I like to have them, I like that they're encapsulated. A good example is this book, First Sinestro.
I get it.
Again, I got it for a really great price, whatever a solidified 5.0 would go for or around there. And I like that, an old book like that from 1961 is protected in that case. When it comes to more modern stuff, and I'm talking like Bronze Age to, 80s to today, if I'm gonna have it graded, it's gotta be a 9.8. Otherwise, I personally don't see the point of it being graded. And that's just for me. That's just
Yeah.
for what I want. And again, those books to me are gonna be like significant books. And then like again, just another book. I have a facsimile of this, can read it anytime, but like, first appearance of Moon Knight. Yeah, I like that it's protected in this case for the most part. And I know that there's steps you can take, you can do the self-slabbing type thing, but it's just as easy to have them in there. Yeah, but that's kind of the standards I have for graded books. And
Which
I
is
don't have I don't have a lot. I maybe have 10 to 15.
I know for me, it's definitely a very different philosophy. Um, I know a lot of the books I have that I've purchased because they are graded. I've also gotten for really good deals from my local market. Like I haven't really paid over $100 for really maybe more than like two of them. Um, and again, a lot of it's just like artists I really like, series books I really like. Um, I know the lowest one I have is a 9.4, and that's that all new Wolverine #2. I mean, this was just again like this was just a book like I've always wanted to have in my collection, and I know it's one of those books that can go for upwards of $100 raw, depending on the seller. So it was just kind of it probably doesn't go for $100 raw, but someone might might put it for that.
Sure.
So this was definitely just one that was like I just don't come across this book anyways, so I may as well just get it graded because it's a book I'm going to like and I'm going to enjoy, and it's for my personal collection. Now, you can hear me all right?
Yeah, you glitched
You
out
hear
a
me?
little bit there.
Yeah. I was just saying I am drawn more to like graded books with signatures on them from an artist I like, preferably, and that's kind of I think the direction I'm going with what I'm going to be looking for from graded books is probably stuff with a signature.
Yeah.
Hey, don't joke about the Matrix. It's coming.
Mark, I've never been to Lilac City Comic Con. I don't I saw it looked pretty good. Dave, have you ever been to Lilac City?
Self-slap too much and you'll go blind.
Yeah, I saw
I don't know
that.
what that means. Uh, but yeah, let's see. Dave says I haven't.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
we're getting all the questions now here. What's the highest graded comic that anyone in here has paid for?
Oh.
I'll circle back to mine here real quick. It's just this one. 250 Canadian dollars. Don't tell my girlfriend. 250 Canadian dollars for that guy. And I think the book without the signature graded is still worth about $200 or so. So paid about $50 for that.
Oh, this one here I got actually from our good buddy Paper Chase in the channel. He had two 8.0 copies of this. Um this one has, I don't know if you can see it, just a small little chip missing in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the copy that I pretty much forced him to sell me this. He talked about it for months and months and months. He had to, I think he even did an unboxing. And then one day I just slid in his DMs and was like, give me that book now. And he obliged. But he did not charge me a crazy amount for that. But again, probably this, I can't remember what I paid for this. I got this from my good buddy Aaron from A1's Comics. And I want to say maybe it was $600 or $550 or something. Seemed like a pretty good deal. Yeah, John had no choice. But that probably is the most expensive book
I was
in
gonna say I think
general.
this is my second most expensive that I paid for, which is
Oh, that one's great.
the homage.
Yeah, Lashley killed that.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
really funny because it's obviously a homage to the first Moon Knight appearance, but it's not the first Moon Knight appearance. But
Yeah. No,
that's my,
but that's a great homage. Lashley is he's one of my favorite modern cover artists.
and I think I've shown you my.
Oh, nice. That's a good one, Zim.
I don't know where it is though. Oh, I've showed you my Clayton Crane one, right?
Mm.
The Ultimate Fallout.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Again, just another artist I like doing it. Like I just love this cover, anyways. Like so,
yeah.
a Virgin. That's a facsimile edition. Again, I feel like I I really don't care about like what the book is. I'm just like I like the art, I like the artist,
Yeah,
and I didn't pay like a crazy amount for it, so
sure.
it's
Yeah.
going to be a nice little addition to my collection. uh, Newsstand Spawn 9.8 issue 97. I'm assuming.
From 19. Yeah, I don't know.
I would assume it's issue 97.
Oh, issue 97. Yeah.
And he said he spent $325. I mean, that's a McFarlane signature for you. I'm assuming it's signed by McFarlane.
Mm-hmm.
If so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's worth it, in my opinion.
Lab talk, crazy.
Yeah. All right, man. Is there anything else you want to do? Oh my gosh, people are talking about braided stuff. Paper and Chase. I've only bought one. $900 for Star Wars 3 First Apra, 125 Lacora variant. Bought peak COVID prices. That's the cover that got me collecting beyond reading. It dropped in value, but I don't regret it.
Mm.
All right, let's see if we can find this.
So John from Paper Chase does a lot of his own. As he said, that's the only one he ever bought. He submits a lot. He also submits for other people, cleans and presses. I'd kicked around the idea of sending my Tomb of Dracula 10 to him. It's in really great condition and probably with a little work, even better. I just don't know with as good as like for as old of a book as it is, it still feels really sturdy and being that it does, I don't know that I want to get it slabbed because I still like to crack those books open and read them, especially in that older form when they do feel as sturdy as they do. It's when they start to feel like one wrong move and you're gonna ruin this book, that I don't mind them being in a slab. Um, but yeah, that's probably not a book that I really should be cracking open, but I do.
So I really want to find this.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a 1 in 25 for that book.
I'm just trying to figure out which volume or Star Wars 3. I'm assuming it's
It was
issue.
Darth Vader. Darth Vader
Oh,
number 3.
Was it
I
Darth Vader?
think
No.
it was volume 2.
So I need to find this. And we think it's from volume 2.
I think so. Maybe volume 1.
Do we know what year that would have been?
2017?
2017. Okay. Let's see.
I can find.
Oh, he's saying Vader Volume 1. Okay. Vader Volume 1. 2015 maybe?
That sounds right.
Oh yeah. I think I found it. Oh, that's the dude. Oh my gosh, why is it so zoomed in? Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right,
Yeah,
got
2015.
it. Got it.
Oh, wow. Ooh, sick.
Sweet cover, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope. It's a beautiful. Yeah, that is beautiful.
What? So I wonder what the value of that is now. He says it dipped. Yeah, and I know her first appearance, even the regular A cover took a big hit after COVID. Everything did.
Let me see. Checking
Yeah,
the good
that's
old
a great
flash-
cover. I did not buy slabbed books during COVID, so there's that at least. I did slab some books during COVID.
Yeah, so I'm seeing
Ooh.
okay, so I pulled up CLZ here. And yeah, in Canadian in a 9.8, it's telling me $1,089. Canadian.
Yeah, he said 350 to 400.
I mean, yeah, it depends if you're looking at CLZ or if you're looking at something else, maybe. But yeah, that CLZ is telling me. I don't know if you guys can see it there at all, but
Cover price is not the most accurate. I hardly trust cover price these days.
I mean, well, I think we'll have to maybe
Most
do
of the
some.
time they're pretty on point,
Oh,
but I
for a
definitely don't use them to. Oh, for a 9.6.
Yeah. 9.6 brings it down to 450 Canadian.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he got a 9.6. Okay,
All right. Okay.
cool. Very
Good to
cool.
know. Good to know. All
Yeah,
right,
that
man.
sucks because now I want that cover, but not for that price.
No. I mean, that's great. But all right. Was there anything else you wanted to cover before we wrap it up for the night?
I don't think so. That was a fun show. I really enjoyed all of the, everybody participating in the chat and the conversations that were had that weren't planned. That's just that's kind of my favorite part about what we're doing now, honestly. The planned stuff is fun and everything, but it's really when people in the chat start to take us off in these other directions where I don't know. I just really enjoy that. That's kind of why I'm here, is to just interact with, my friends, new and old. I like that.
I do think we might have to bring guests on a little more regularly because
Yeah.
Speaking with Dave the other week was so good. Speaking with Imperial this week, it's just so interesting. It's so fascinating.
All of my favorite shows have been with guests, and kind of like gives us the opportunity to kind of shoot them some questions, get to know them better, and then also just talk about the things that we love.
Hell yeah. One last question for the gang, I suppose, is would you like to talk about your Lord and Savior Turok the Dinosaur Hunter? We're out of time. We're out of time. What a shame. Maybe next week, remind us, and maybe we'll talk about our Lord and Savior Turok the Dinosaur Hunter. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much. Doc has a pizza to get to. So thank you guys for hanging out. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow everybody on Instagram.
Tell your friends about us, please.
Hey, and you know what? Tell your mom and your dad.
Yeah.
Or your cat or your dog. They'll love it, probably. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much. We'll be here again next Tuesday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time. Have a great week, guys.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye. And he's gone.